What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I had a homeboy, man, who used to always lie about everything. And he also couldn't fight, at the same time. I mean, I wasn't a guy that grew up doing a whole lot of thugging or shooting people, but I would fight, win or lose or draw. But he didn't have no chance of winning no fights, man. But whenever somebody really whooped his ass, he would always lie about it as if he didn't get his ass whooped. Instead of just being honest, bro, I was there. The guy was dog walking you. I mean, you did swing, you just didn't hit nobody, and it probably wouldn't have hurt no way. But the dude was dog walking you the whole time. And, he would just lie about it, try to avoid it. And, we all knew that he really was not really about those hands. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to act like he, could have possibly won or it was a draw, and it wasn't. So they're just saying, I got my ass whooped. It's, it happened. And it's been like that for me. It's been time dude didn't grab me, had me touching every corner of the house. Like I was touching all the walls, and hey, after that, I pick my ass up and take my ass home, all right? This is not the case with Marcus Jordan. Marcus Jordan is a simp, okay? He's a rich kid simp, and I've been around rich kids, especially since I've been living out on the continent. And when your life is just given all to you because your parents worked hard, you just make the dumbest mistakes. It's different from those of us whose parents didn't have anything. Y'all know my story. My dad was on that crack for a while, so whatever we have, he probably snorted it all. So, you had to get out there and you work, so you really appreciate the efforts you have to put in life to do well. This is not the case for everybody, right? So now I also want to get back to this guy, Marcus Jordan. He didn't become a good basketball player. He's I don't want to call him a loser because he's still rich, but we seen what he was doing in Paris, snorting it all the way up, okay? He's a bona fide underachiever. What made it worse is he was with Larsa Pippen. Not only once, but twice. Twice you were with her, which is crazy because she even dumped your ass and talked about, how you wasn't really about much, and you were dusty, and you wasn't really that guy. I mean, she said this about you, bro. A woman said this about your ass, and you still took her back, fam. You took her back. It was all to the good. You didn't care. Then she dumped you again. Now this is a chick that left her husband. Now I'm just gonna say, your dad was Michael Jordan. He played with Pippen, so you've been knowing her for a while. Then now you want to acting like you rewriting history, okay? Somebody asks this guy, where's Larsa? And he goes, back where she belongs, in the streets. Like you sent her there. First of all, you didn't send her there, okay? You were a simp. You was smashing him 4 times a day. You was about to wife her up. You didn't know that she was a liar like that. You thought you was different. Now all of a sudden, after it didn't work out, now she's a Tatiana, now she's a bop, now she's a 304. Don't get me wrong. I do the same. I've done the same thing too. But where's the responsibility at, bro? You shouldn't have been dealing with her. I was dealing with, shout out to my brother, right? I don't want to call his name, but he don't live in the country. He lived in another country. Let's say his last name starts with Z, okay? I was dealing with this chick, she was a bop. And he couldn't believe it. He was like, oh, Shay, you was messing with her? I was like, yeah. He's like, what's wrong with you? Why? What were you thinking about? And I couldn't say nothing because the chick that I was dealing with, and I ain't gonna lie, she had some very good booty clapping sounds. And, when it came to massaging the meat and all that, and I'm talking about, inside the throat, it'll make your ancestors feel like they enjoy it. They be clapping for you in the background. But she was a bob. She was a runner. Shout out to my guys in the Bay, Sac Town. She was a runner, man. And everybody was running into that from the back. And I found out about it. And I called her a 304, but I was dealing with her, man. I didn't really send her back to the streets. She was already in the streets. I ran from her. You don't send none of these girls back to the streets, bro. They already there while they with you. You think they stop getting clapped because you're with them? I'm talking about somebody like a Larsa Pippen. Did you honestly think that she stopped getting her cheeks clapped because you're there? No, bro, you can't send nobody like that to the streets. They are in the streets the whole time. Why do you think she can leave you and act like she don't know you? They don't never stop being in the streets. And obviously you've been snorting on that stuff. You didn't realize that. Leave them alone. Stop allowing these nobody ass chicks to really be there, man. One day, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. This is what happened to me. It was one chick I was dealing with. She had some real tiggles, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm talking about some off of the Shaka Zulu movie tiggles, like them big African ones. You know, like I'm thinking about them today. Let me talk about just super huge. And at first, I wasn't really trying to deal with her like that, man. But one day she came over, and I was like, "Let me see him," you know. And I did, and then I knew I shouldn't have did that, because once I saw him, and she was cute, but they was real big, and you know, man, I ended up I tried not to clap him, but one day she came over, and I said, "Let me see him again," and so, you know, I took her to Clap State, right? Master's in Cheekology. I took her to Clap State, and it was good too. But you know, I really didn't have much use for the girl. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the fact that she was useless, like, you know, to me and all that. So one day she comes over to my house. Somebody let her in. So unannounced, walked in. "Hey, boo." And I'm like, what in the f you doing here? You know what I mean? So I'm getting mad at, you know, the person that let her in here and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, man, if you didn't ask to see how big they was, thinking about them and asking for videos, and if you never had took her to Clap State University, Omega Psi Clapper, she would not even know where you live. So she wouldn't even be over there. And the thing is, when I clapped him, it was so good too. That's the problem. And, you know, but I made her feel like she actually belonged to be there. So, and I'm out here trying to be mad and getting mad about it, but I did it to myself, man. I took her to Clap State, and I could be like, oh, you know, well, I don't know what's wrong with her. No, man, something was wrong with me. I asked to see them. I knew they was big. I knew they was soft. I knew they were bouncy, and it's all my fault. I can't blame nobody like that but myself, man. I did it to myself. I mean, I did it to her, but ended up doing it to myself too, because she just shouldn't be there. And a lot of black men is dealing with these chicks talking about you sending back to the streets. No, your ass something was wrong with you when you started clapping them in the first place. You shouldn't have did it. It's hard. It's hard when they look good, they cute, or they working with something that's so big and bouncy, top or bottom, and then weird things start happening. They shouldn't be there. They're not really lit. And after you booty clapped it up with them, and then after all of that clapping is going on, and then you talking about you sending it back to the streets. That's a lie. The lady's always been in the streets. You just helped her. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Jay Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Pretty sure for all of you, just scratch the bell. We're out.